N is 15, I is 4%, the FV should be 90,000. Therefore, as in the education, now we get back to our total need approach. Okay, so as for this, education is 90,000. In the notes 2.3, you have to provide a clear calculation of where you can get this 50,000 figure, and what will be the number of years before the child go to the universities, and also the rate of the rate of inflation rate of the education cost, and now up to the point where you can get 90%. You also have to discuss, or in the notes 2.3, what course that your clients wants the son to take, what course, how long, information about that, which universities. So that is basically information you have to supplement, you have to add in the notes 2.3. Okay, now we go to the income replacement need. Of course, in the case of death of husband, as in this part, we are concerned about the income replacement need for the wife, as well as for the children. Okay, so as in this case for the wife, look at this item 2.4. This is the figure 114000. So it's actually we need to calculate what will be the income replacement need for the wife. Okay, number one, it is important for you to note that case might be different between one client and another. Okay, let's say the wife is very rich. For example, let's say the wife is extremely rich, and possibly in the case of the husband death, wife possibly will say that I don't need anything from my husband. I didn't expect anything from my husband income. So there's a situation possibly that they don't need any replacement of the salary of the husband. Why we have to calculate this income replacement need in the case of death of the husband is where you have to remember one thing. So far, the husband work and contribute to the family, but now the husband already died. So now there is no longer income for the family contributed by the husband. That's why we have to calculate this income replacement need. Therefore, as in this example, okay, this is just an example. You have other your own judgment for you to set for this, but this is example. As for the income replacement need for the wife, you look at the column 2.4. The amount is 1,144,000. So how we're going to calculate this? All right. So as for the income replacement need for the spouse, okay, you should identify here. All right. Okay, you should identify. Sorry, it keep running. Okay. Let's say based on the discussion between you and your client agreed to have a payment of 36,000 per year. Okay, this is how we are going to calculate the income replacement need. Your client agreed, that the wife agreed to have 36,000 per year. This is the PMT. Over 48 years. This 48 years, okay, is also subjective, because sometimes the wife said that I want to have this income replacement need for the whole life, which means from now until the death of the wife. Okay, which means, and here is possibly the wife expectancy age. Or if the wife said that I just want to have this income replacement need from now, from the death of the husband, till I reach my retirement age, for example. So in that particular case, N will be different, because retirement age possibly, like another 15 or 20 years, then the wife reached that retirement age already, then the insurance planning is no longer working in this way, because the wife will have a retirement, special retirement planning. So therefore, we are possibly the wife just want to have, like up to the retirement age, or if the wife want to have up to, like full the whole life, or up to the life expectancy age, then it will be very, very huge amount of p-value that we are going to calculate here. Okay, so I hope you understand, which means for the payment is based on what that has been agreed by your client, and how you're going to identify the payment of 36,000. It is based on the percentage. Okay, it is based on the percentage of the husband income. So let's say wife said that I'm happy to have like 40% out of the salary of the husband, and then you have to get like 40%. You go to the fact finding sheet on the salary only, don't need to take the bonus. So take that 40% times with the salary, then let's say the amount is 36,000, then the PMT is 36,000. Okay, so the calculation for PMT, for the income replacement need, also you have to provide a further calculation based on the client discussion. The client said that he wants or she wants to have 40% out of the husband's salary as PMT every year for the income, for the yearly income replacement need. Okay, so that is how we can justify our PMT. And for N, as I said before, we can use, number one is the wife expectancy age, okay, which will be like very, very huge. Kalau sampai dia mati, kalau dia mati umur 80, lambat lagi lah kan. So N will be very huge lah, like 48, something like that. Therefore, if the years or N is too big, then the PV figure will be too high. Okay, look at this calculation. If N is too big, then the PV will be too high, and if this PV will be too high, then your shortfall will be very, very high. So I tell you, I prefer if you just like change this, don't use 48, but rather you use the like until the wife reach retirement age. So take the current age and calculate how many years the wife will reach retirement. So let's say wife have another 17 years before she reach retirement, so N just for 17, and you provide justification that based on the discussion with the client agreed that the calculation of N is based on the current age of the wife minus the retirement age of the wife. Macam tu. So in the project paper, it's all about justification. There's no such thing as right or wrong, but you have to provide all the justification, all the details in the paper itself. So for example, if you see the project paper that has been conducted by your senior, then you can understand that they provide a very, very detailed calculation. Okay, so obviously I here is the adjusted I. Okay, because why? Because there must be an element of inflation here, and how we are going to calculate for adjusted I here. Alright, I show you how to calculate for adjusted I. This is the formula: R minus G divided with 1 plus G. R equal to 6%, G equal to 4%. Okay, this is the fair rate of return before retirement. This is a rate of inflation, so we can get the adjusted I is 1.92. So where I get this R or G is all based on the information in the assumption. Okay, the rate that has been agreed between you and your client. Okay, so I put this in the column of others. Alright, for the calculation for adjusted I. Okay, so I get back to this calculation now. So you calculate the PV for the, let's say for the payment of 36,000 for, let's say in this case is 48, but in your case please change, don't make it too long, then your PV will be very, very high. So now for the wife, we already completed the calculation of the income replacement need for the wife. For the child, we go for the child, as in this case, alright, so we have to make an assumption on child expenses, okay, until he is ready to work, okay, because he is now a child and he needs income replacement need up to when he is ready to work, which means when he start to after he graduated, okay, from the university, okay. So the income replacement need for the child no need to be up to the whole life expectancy lah, because the child will one day work, right? And so up to, you know, like just the age seems to be reasonable lah. So let's say at the age of 23, let's say the current age of the child is 3, okay, and it is expected that the child will, you know, like work at the age of 23, then, and here is 20 lah, let's say the current age is 3, and at the age of 23 child will start to work, then the number of years that the income replacement need is necessary for us to grown up the child, to give food for the child, etc. So it's just, and it's for 20 years. The PMT is obviously the yearly expenses of the child agreed by the client. So let's say the client said, okay lah, 6,000 acceptable, then you 6,000. If your client said 5,000, then change to 5,000, and then you calculate and you find the PV, okay. So as in this case, we can see that the child, the child, the cost of income replacement need is 100,000 now. Okay, so then you total them up and you can get the total is 1244000, and it's time for you to compare with the resources. Okay, this is the current balance of husband, EPF resources of the current I mean that today in the case of death of the husband today, what will be the EPF balance in husband account, where you have to find this in the fact finding sheet. You look at the net worth statement. You already calculated the EPF, right, using table before, then you should know what will be the amount. You should also provide detailed calculation, detailed explanation for each of this. You put this and you put notes 2.8 for example, then you put the notes at the back. Okay, life insurance here means in the case of death of the husband, okay, in the case of death of the husband, how much the insurance company will give you, okay, which means we have to look at the current life insurance belong to the client. The existing life insurance belong to the client. This is where you are going to look at the existing insurance part. You go to the fact finding sheet, information about the existing insurance, okay, information about existing insurance information. Then you have to check the basic sum assured of the current or existing insurance of your client. So let's say if you look at the fact finding sheet, the existing insurance in the basic sum assured, you look at the column of basic sum assured, okay. I give you an example. Okay, I give you an example. Alright, so this is the existing insurance or takaful policy of your client. Alright, so as in this case, you look at this item, basic sum assured, which means in the case of death, you can get this figure, basic sum assured, 400,000. Therefore, okay, this figure should be taken here and you should provide here in this column, okay, in the case of death of the husband. Of course, this is referring to husband insurance policy lah. Okay. Alright, so this is 120,000. This is example. Okay, the one that I show you here is 400,000, which means if in your client basic sum assured is 400,000, then you can put life insurance 400,000 lah. Alright, this is an example. Don't say that, doctor, in the life insurance 120,000, but in the one example is 400,000. Obviously, if this is here 400,000, you have to put here 400,000. I just give you an example. Okay, this 120,000 is where, for example, the basic sum assured is 120,000. Okay, I hope you can understand that. Alright. Next is about the disposal of the car. Okay, so as for this life insurance information, notes 2.8, you also have to provide, like the calculation. Not really means the calculation. Sometimes you have to provide the information, which means that you just put the notes 2.8, and then you say that 120,000 is based on the basic sum assured of the existing insurance of the client that is available in the fact finding sheet, which means that you are totally aware about it. Alright, the next is the disposal of the car. Okay, because now husband die already. So husband die already, wife also got car. Why must we have many cars? Okay, husband die already, wife have her own car, then we can sell husband car. Okay, because why? No one is going to use that anymore. So in that particular case, you have to study the types of the car as well as the market value of the car. So if the market value is 2,000, this is totally cheap lah. But as in your case, possibly you can upgrade. Let's say it depends on types of the car. Okay, if it is, for example, like Honda Jazz, possibly like 40,000. That's possibly the suitable value of the car, depending on how many years it has been used. Okay, so you observe on that and say that possibly based on the discussion of the client or based on the observation at Mudah ke or at the used car ke, you can see that the value of the car, the market value of the car is, possibly like 30,000, for example. Okay, also you have to put that in the notes.